Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode on a brand new build. So as you can see here, a Terra Scorcher. This one was a super hard one for me to kind of track down and get and find, especially at a reasonable price. I don't know if the re-release of this one, it was like a limited run or they didn't have a whole lot of kits, but this kit is definitely higher priced. I would consider it one of Tamiya's like mid-level, slightly like higher end of a mid-level particular model. This one comes with universal drive shafts, front and rear, sway bars, front and rear. Definitely a really nice kit. You know, 4-shock CVAs all the way around. Super nice kit, but yeah, these are really not too cheap. But this one actually came from Korea. I was able to find, I've actually bought another one of my kits from this gentleman, but he had a super reasonable price on it and shipping was fairly quick. So I ended up pulling the trigger and getting it. But yeah, I've seen this kit go probably in you know, the mid 400s. I've even seen them for, you know, $530. So yeah, I was really excited to find this one, like I said, at a good price, and pulled the trigger on it because I think it's an awesome looking buggy. But as you can see here, I have some upgrades, and one of the upgrades that I'm really excited about is the RC Evo Logic. I've always wanted to get his stuff. They're not cheap, but you definitely get what you pay for. And he offers various aluminum upgrades for pretty much any of the Terra Scorcher kind of chassis. So Terra Scorcher, the Fire Dragon, the Thunder Dragon. Yeah, so he offers individual pieces. He offers like half kits and then full kits. So I ended up doing the full kits, and I like to, you know, promote and advertise and, you know, buy from kind of small manufacturers as much as I can. But what attracted me to this is he goes the far kind of lengths to not only make the pieces strong, but as light as possible. And I definitely love the gold anodized color. I think it's going to go great on this particular buggy. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of cutouts on the aluminum to shave weight off, and it's just a super beautifully manufactured piece. So I ended up going with his full kit. It has the dreaded A5 part. So again, you can see he goes to, you know, great lengths to shave weight off of the parts as much as he can. So I have that one. This is the rear shock mount or shock tower. This is the B8. Yeah, the B8. That's the rear. Kind of like the, you know, A5 part, but this one actually goes in the rear and connects to the bottom of the shock tower. And then here is the front shock tower. You can see again, a lot of CNCing and cutting out to kind of save weight, but extremely nice pieces. And then the cool thing is it will include the suspension shafts. Everybody knows I'm not a fan of screw and pins, but it includes the suspension shafts for the A5 part and the A8 part. And then I ended up getting the rest of the suspension shafts I needed. So because I bought his particular kit, it includes, or it replaces the screw pins with those longer suspension shafts. And then there's actually 8 of the, they're 21 or 22 millimeter. At the time, the shortest I can find were these 29 millimeters, but HPI ended up making 25 millimeters. So I'll probably end up picking up the 3x25 millimeter for the Thunder Dragon, but this will replace the rest of the screw pins. So I did some HPI ones, and then some of these ones. I haven't really ran them before, but I mean, a suspension shaft is a suspension shaft, so shouldn't be too different. So yeah, this will actually replace all of the screw pins in the kit. Really excited about that. We're doing these amazing rims, super lightweight. So these are the lightweight. Again, kind of in the theme of trying to shave some weight and save some weight on this particular buggy. The name of these ones are eluding me right now, but that is the part number for them. They come on like the Avanti, like the black edition, but they're red. You also see them on the VQS. The VQS, they're white. You saw my VQS build ended up dyeing them red, but yeah, I found these ones in black, and I think it's gonna go super good. So you do have to these use like the triangle, like the 3-piece kind of hub adapter to mount the stock rims that go with them. And I'm just not a fan of white. White kind of looks like it's not finished, and obviously it gets dirty really quick. I mean, it's clean if it's a shelf clean, but again, I pretty much play with all my buggies, so I just wasn't a fan of the white rims. They're super 80s to me, kind of that Y shape. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but you know, they do scream 80s for me. So I just wanted to swap them out with, you know, one of my more favorite rims that I like. So when it comes to these tires will fit on these rims. These rims are slightly bigger. It's a stretch and a half. It's even harder to get those tires on these rims than it is like the 3-piece buggy spike tires that you get on like the Fighting Champ or the Super Buggy. These, I test fitted it because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get those particular spike tires on. The stock rims are a little bit smaller, but you know, after probably 15 minutes and 10 and a half sore fingers, I got them on. So I am hopefully going to be running the spike tires that come in the kit. I love spike tires, but yeah, I think those will look good. If not, you can run any of the Hot Shot style tires on these particular rims. But again, I was able to fit one on with a lot of struggle, so I'm going to hopefully be able to run those. Those are the clamp-on wheel adapters to be able to run those particular rims, so that's that. I'm going with my favorite brush motors, which are the Holmes Hobby Retro Sports. We'll be doing a 19 turn on this one, like I also do with predominantly all my Tamiya kits. It's a steel pinion. I just went with the 15, which is right in the middle. You can run quite a few with this one, but I feel that this one is kind of the sweet spot between top end and torque and not overheating the motor. We're running a 19 turn anyway, so it'll boogie pretty quick. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but kind of sticking with that blue theme. These are fantastic servos for the price, SPT, and it's got that blue, so kind of match with that one. And we are doing blue, but I have a lot of blue buggies already, kind of very similar to that same color. I did want to do a blue, but we're going to do a different blue. So we're going to go with the PS49. I'll more than likely add some flake. I do like that, but yeah, kind of same premise or prowess of, you know, the box art, but just slightly different. So really excited to get this one underway, and this one was enabled me to complete all of the models of the kind of the Terra Scorcher series. So this is the first one that I'm building of that particular series. Really excited. I almost went with the Fire Dragon, which doesn't seem to be everybody's favorite. I think it's funky cool and I like it, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of start with this one. So really nice pieces in this one. Any questions or comments on this one, I'll kind of leave the part numbers up. But like I said, I was able to find the HPI 25mm ones. For some reason they eluded me last time when I was shopping and getting all the parts for it. So I will end up running the 3x25mm in my other kits, but These ones are just slightly longer. I'll just run some blue spacers on there. I think it'll all tie in. So really excited to get those RC Evo Logic parts on. I think those one look really, really great, and I was really happy that I was able to pick those up. But other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I'm really excited, and we'll kind of dive right into a few time lapses. And like always, I'll go over the build, share some things that I do and don't like, and kind of keep you guys updated along the way. So hope you guys enjoy this one, and we're gonna dive right in. Alright, first little update here. Got the front and rear transmission gearbox completed and the first little RC Evo Logic anodized gold piece, so the A8 I believe. Yeah, super excited for that pink motor. I love the Retro Sport Homes Hobby motors. They look really super cool. Kind of neon 80s mixes of colors, but I think it'll give it a nice little pop on that blue body. Yeah, everything went pretty good. What I do recommend, just because these transmissions, I mean, definitely coming off the Super Sabre build or like any of the Hot Shot chassis gearboxes, these are definitely a little bit more complex, if you want to call them that, and definitely bigger. So the gear ratio is a little bit higher on these, so you actually get a little bit more speed out of the kind of Hot Shot gearboxes. But I'll pop a picture up. What I recommend is I generally just get like a AA battery, and I like to hook the battery up to the lead so that way I can kind of hear the gears and the transmission, make sure there's no issues. I kind of had to move ahead on a couple steps and put the axle cups in just so I can test it out, because if not, the main kind of gear is just floating in there. But I did it for both. This one was kind of weird. I had to connect the drive shaft and kind of hold both of them, and it was a little bit erratic, but I'll drop a picture up here. What I noticed was some clicking, and it was coming from this outer cover, and it's weird. I don't know why they didn't put a bushing, 1150 bushing here, but the way they have it, it's a kind of a spacer and a thrust washer. And so basically what happened is there's a little recess for that plastic spacer and the metal thrust washer to go in there, and it must have not seated right, because I was getting a lot of clicking. Like, you can tell right off the bat it did not sound good. And generally the transmissions are a little bit noisy until they kind of break themselves in, but yeah, this was super audible, and I kind of knew right away when I hooked up a battery. So I always like doing that, because nobody wants to put the entire buggy together and then realize there's an issue and then kind of have to tear everything apart. So yeah, good little trick. Grab a AA battery, and then, like I said, I'll throw a picture up somewhere here. But basically, yeah, it didn't seat right, and it was causing some major clicking. So I think on any of the kind of Terra Scorcher or Fire Dragon or Thundershot chassis, I think I'm going to do it a little bit different than how the manual states. The manual just wants you to put it on kind of, there's like a shaft that the gear and the bearing goes on, but I think I'm gonna press them into here. Just use a bunch of grease, press them into here, so that way they're fully seated, and then when I put the cover on, it'll just slide right over onto the shaft. So yeah, that's kind of one little issue that I noticed. I just had to take that apart and kind of redo it, and then as soon as I put it back together correctly, the clicking went away. So that was really the only other issue that I had. Other than that, yeah, this was cool to kind of experience this style of gearbox or transmission, because completely different than the Hot Shot. So moving along nicely there. That's the front one. The fronts are always a little bit more compact, but yeah, no issues on that one. So next we get to move on to the universals, and I think we're going to start doing some suspension arms. So yeah, another thing I like about this kit, full ball bearings, which is really nice to not have to source those or kind of dive into my own stash. So we're going to keep on moving along. We'll jump into a couple more time lapses, and then I'll update you guys when everything's all done. Alright, another update. Here we go. Got the rear arms on. Looks fantastic. I had to, unfortunately I wasn't able to use the suspension shafts here. Well, I could have one, which was over here, but on this side, I'll pop a picture up over here, over there somewhere, but it actually goes in to the casing. There's no relief to be able to put the other E-clip on, so I just use both of the suspension shafts there, but it doesn't hinder the movement at all. It's super loose, and yeah, no drag, no resistance whatsoever. Feels really, really good. So yeah, that was the only thing I didn't know, but I mean, it's another set that I have for the other kit, so I don't have to buy as much. But yeah, so I got that on, no issue. And then I kind of had to figure out this, because I was wondering why there was an odd number of washers, and I was like, huh, that's weird. I wonder if maybe he forgot one. But the reason why is, you'll see this part right here is thicker than that part over there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but yes, this plastic piece is thicker than this one right there. So you actually can see he includes a metal spacer, so you have to put the metal spacer on there, and then the two little black washers, they go in between there and there to make up the gap, so there's no slop whatsoever. So yeah, I was wondering why he included them, but there's a reason why. So thin side with a metal spacer, thicker side doesn't need the washer or the spacer at all. And then yeah, the suspension shafts, he provides nice little flat nail heads on them. Yeah, it looks super, super good. Really excited about that. And you kind of have to take your time with the universals to get those in right. I did them on the VQS, but it's been a while, so after you do the first one, then it goes super fluid. And then yeah, I like the adjustable turnbuckles here with the little nut welded onto there so that you can adjust. That's cool, they give you a little tool. So that way you can adjust them. But yeah, everything went together really good on that one. So I think we're gonna move on to the rear sway bar, the shock tower. So be able to put another gold piece on there, and then some connecting rods. So I'm gonna get those knocked out, and then I'll update you guys when everything's done. Alright, got that all wrapped up. Looks fantastic. Putting those ball ends on sucks. Hurts the fingers. Real bad. Other than that, you can see how the sway bar works. They kind of both move in tandem on either side. Yeah, really nice design. And you can see there's kind of some reliefs if you want to call it, or little holders that the sway bar fits into right there. But yeah, looks really, really good. Feels great. I don't know, I just love looking at that. Super mechanical. But this will wrap up episode 1 or video 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, we'll dive in on the next episode. Looks like we're going to get into finishing the rear, and then we'll start moving on probably to the front suspension and the tub chassis. So other than that, if you guys are not outside playing with the RC cars, get them off the shelf, dust them off, play with them, get them dirty. That's what they're made for. And I hope everybody enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.